How's it going, YouTube? This is your man Ron Gaming HD, and today I got an exciting video for you guys. I'll show you guys how you can mod your Arcade1up machine and hook a Raspberry Pi in it. And the stuff you're gonna need for this mod are right here. We're gonna start out. First of all, you're gonna need the LCD board right here, which you'll need to convert the stock monitor into HDMI. And then you'll need the power supply for your Arcade1up. And you will need some arcade buttons, joysticks, and USB encoders. And you'll also need the manual, so you can see how you can hook up the buttons and joystick. And you will need a Raspberry Pi. I got my Pi over here in a Flirc case with an optional power button. You'll need an amp, and you'll need a power supply for the amp. And you'll also need a power supply to plug in everything. And you will need a drill with a step bit right here. You'll need a knife, some mountain tape, some cable ties, and a Phillips head screwdriver. Alright, and first of all, what you're going to want to do is take off the old buttons off of the arcade machine. I already got these buttons off right here, but I'll show you guys real quick in this video how you can take these buttons off. Okay, what you're gonna want to do is first get your knife. The wires are gonna be all tied up with the plastic. You're just gonna want to cut that off. Then as soon as you cut that off, you just unplug them from right here. Just unplug them one at a time. Okay, and then you're gonna want to take out your buttons. What you're gonna want to do is there should be two tabs over here. When you click on these two tabs and push, the button should come out. Come on, button. There we go. See? They come off right away. Just push the two tabs and push it out. This one doesn't want to come off. I'll go back to it. Okay, I'll just take off the other ones right here. Alright, after you get the buttons off, next thing you're going to want to do is get the joystick off. Now you're going to find 4 screws on each corner. I already took off 2 of them, so I'm going to take off these 2 right here. And then as soon as you take off the screws, you're going to need to use some force to get this thing off, because it's glued right onto the control panel. But I already took mine off, so. Okay, after that, what you're going to want to do is get this encoder off right here that came with the Arcade1up. Just take that off. Okay, and then I'm just gonna keep these tabs right here. We're not gonna use them. I'm just gonna leave them on there. We're not gonna mess with it. And then this speaker right here, we can use that, and we can plug it right into our amp right here, so we can have sound out of the Raspberry Pi. Okay. Now this is the joystick that came with the kit that I got. I already installed one of them. And what I can tell you is they feel better than the ones that come with the Arcade1up machine. As you can see, because the ones that come with the Arcade1up, if you compare them real quick, it's plastic. Like, it's not no good quality. But this right here, this is better quality right here. And I got this kit for like $60. And I will leave a link to everything that I got right here. I'll leave a link to everything in the description on Amazon. and so you guys can order it and do this mod yourself. Okay, as soon as you get that off, what you're gonna want to do is get your buttons and joystick. And the buttons are real easy to put on here. All you gotta do is just take this, screw this off, and you're gonna want to put your button right there, and then you just close that off like that. Real simple. And another thing, guys, I forgot to tell you guys earlier, but you're gonna have to drill 2 holes right here, and you're gonna want to use the step bit right here. I picked this up from Lowe's for like $40. The step bit. You're gonna want to place your step bit right here and drill your holes. And these holes that I got right here, they're a little smaller than these right here because I got these smaller buttons right with my kit. So I'm just gonna use these right here as my select buttons. And same thing with this button, you just screw that on there. Alright, this is what your buttons should look like after you finish setting them up, as you guys can see. And this is how they look back here. Now, I haven't wired anything yet, but what I want to tell you guys is these joysticks, they're not going to fit in the same hole as the Arcade1up joysticks. So you're going to want to make sure it's in the center, mark your holes, and drill your holes and put your screws on there. Real easy to do. All you got to do is just double check, make sure it's in the middle, and it's not too hard, guys. And after you've done all of this, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna hook up the LCD board to our Arcade1up machine right here. Okay? Let me see how we're gonna do this. Okay. First things first, you're gonna want to take this cover off. And then you're gonna want to take everything off. Oh, that's already off. Okay. Yeah, I opened everything up and I kind of took everything apart before I'd done this video, just so I can make it faster. So you're gonna want to disconnect this and this ground right here. You're gonna want to take that off. And then that's your Arcade1up board. You can just throw this in the trash, guys. We ain't even gonna worry about it. Okay. And then I'm just trying to take the screw off real quick. Here we go. Alright. Then you're gonna want to bring your LCD board. You're gonna want to hook up the ground first. Just do it like that. Gotta do it from out here. Okay. I want to hook that up in there. And then get your bolt. Tie it up. Now you can use your finger to tie this bolt right here. And I got this nut and bolt from Lowe's. This doesn't come with the kit or anything, but you can get it from Lowe's. It's real cheap. I think it was like 80 cents for both of them. And you get like 3 or 4 of them with each kit. Okay. That's it. Now you're going to want to plug in everything. You're going to want to plug this thing right here. I'm not sure what that is, but it's something with the monitor. I think the thing that powers it on. And then you're going to want to plug that in here. Like that. Okay. And then as soon as you got everything plugged in, you're going to want to get some mounting tape and mount this thing right here to your Arcade1up machine. Let me get my knife so I can cut this thing off. Right here. Just like that. Okay. And then you're going to want to mount this thing right here as well. I think that's the LCD controller board. That's what they call it. Just like that. Yep. Okay, next thing is we're gonna wire the buttons and the joystick to the USB encoders. Next thing, we're gonna wanna hook up the wires to the buttons and the joystick, and we're gonna wanna hook them up to this USB encoder right here. Now, whenever you buy your kit, make sure you look at the manual. Now, right here, it says that I gotta plug in, like, I got plug-in number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And each color, each wire color goes to a different number. Like, there goes the wire right there with the labels. And I already got one hooked up over here. You're gonna wanna, I'm gonna have to wire it like this. So, we're gonna start out with this button right here first. Okay, number 1 is going to be the red one. So I'm gonna have to hook up number 1 right over here. Just put that in there. Okay, and then number 2 is gonna be the long black wire, and it's daisy chain with number 3. So you just plug that right here next to 2. Make sure you push it in there. Okay, and then number 3 is gonna be right underneath number 2 over here. So we just plug that in there. And number 4 is gonna be the yellow wire. And that's gonna go right underneath number 1 over here. Just plug that in. Okay, and then you're gonna wanna plug it into one of these slots right here. No, not these, the 3, I'm sorry. Right here. You're gonna have to plug it in into one of these. Now remember, guys, whatever you can put it in any one of these right here, but whatever you do for player 1, you're gonna have to do the same thing for player 2. So we're just gonna plug this in right here in the first one. Okay, and then when we're all done wiring our buttons, we're gonna plug it in. I'm sorry. We're gonna put some sticky tape on our USB encoders, and we'll place them somewhere right here, around there. It all depends, but we're gonna have to wire our buttons first. So I'm gonna wire one more button just to show you guys how it's done. Okay, wire number 1 is gonna be the red one. You're gonna want to plug that in right here. And then number 2 is gonna be the long black wire, the daisy chain with the number 3. And that's gonna go in. Make sure it went in. Yep. And sometimes these things won't go in easily. Just, you know, take your time and don't force it in there because you don't want to break nothing. And then this is going to go in number 3 right here. Okay. And then number 4 is the yellow one. Just plug that in right there. And then we're going to plug that right next to our first button. Okay, simple. That's how you wire up your buttons. And then your joystick, all you would have to do is plug in that right there. And then that's going to go right here to your, oh, thought it went in. My bad. Okay, here we go. Alright, and then that's going to go in straight over here. Simple? Yeah, I think it's pretty simple. Okay, I'm going to finish wiring everything up and then I'll show you guys what the final product will look like. Another thing that I wanted to mention to you guys, after you plug in your LCD board, go ahead and plug in your Raspberry Pi and connect it to your HD board through HDMI and turn it on and make sure it runs, you know, before you go any further. Make sure that everything is working pretty good. And we're about to wire up the buttons and the joystick. So here we go. Alright guys, so we got our buttons and our joysticks all wired up to our USB encoders over here. And as you guys can see, I had to put my encoders in different places because the wires are not that long. So you guys put it wherever you guys feel it's most comfortable of. And we cut the wire on the speaker over here, so we can plug that into our amp. But overall, guys, we're about to put the control panel back in, and then we're going to get everything hooked up in a minute. Okay. Just make sure whenever you put it down, the wires don't get all stuck in the way. Yep, all good. And back here, this is where we're gonna plug everything back here. As you guys can see, that's our LCD board, and that's the control board that came with it, whatever that's called. We got our Raspberry Pi and a Flirc case, and we got our amp over here. And we got everything plugged in. We just gotta plug in the speaker to the amp. Okay, let me see which one is positive and which one is negative. You guys, it's gonna say that on the label, but I'm gonna check it here real quick. Okay, as you guys can see, right here, should be right here on the label. it'll label for you positive and negative. So this one is positive and this one is negative. So when I take the positive over here, I'll put that right there just so we would know. Okay. Alright, so we know that's our negative. That's going to be our positive right here. Alright. Alright. Now we're ready to power everything. Oh, and one more thing. Before I forget, you guys are going to have to get a wire like this. This right here is a aux to RCA. This is going to be your RCA wires. And you're going to plug the aux right over here. Right there. Yep. Yeah, you're gonna need that wire. I didn't mention that in the beginning, but we're gonna get everything plugged in, guys. Let's see. That's the LCD monitor power. And this is gonna be our amp. And this is gonna be our Raspberry Pi. Now, before I plug in the Raspberry Pi, I gotta hook up the controls real quick. And I got them labeled. I know which one is for player 1 and which one is for player 2. Okay, this is going to be player 1. And then that's going to be player number 2. Oops. Okay, and then we're going to plug in our Raspberry Pi and everything should be on. Yep. Everything is on. Oh, let me turn on the amp so we can hear the volume. Okay, that's my little intro video that I made in Retropie. Pretty cool, guys. This thing looks awesome. I'm loving the way it looks already. And I painted the control panel, by the way, because it was looking rough. And, okay. Alright, here goes our emulators. We're going to try some main ROMs real quick. And another thing, I already set up my controls, but when you first set it up, you're going to have to set up the controls, but I already did that. Okay, we're going to record a gameplay over here real quick, show you guys how this thing functions. And we're going to play some X-Men versus Street Fighter. Okay, so I gotta swap the USBs around. Alright. Ah, I still did it wrong. All right. As you guys can see, this thing plays perfect. Okay. Trying to do Hadouken. Okay guys, as you guys can see, this thing is working. Alright. This is gonna be the end of the video, and I just want to say thank you guys for watching. And this is I made this video because I was inspired by ETA Prime. As you guys know, that's the one that you know, made this mod. So you know, without him, this wouldn't have worked. But overall, thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. And this is your boy Ron Gaming HD, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you.